pace with control of this race. Here comes a run from Davey Hazard. He blocks the 10. Not going to be enough. Ryan Pace is going to win at Talladega.
Trying to hold off Wilson. He's done a good job so far. Wilson, one last desperate attempt to the bottom. He won't get there. Nick Curry wins at Bristol.
Coming out turn number 2, coming down the back straightaway here. Looks like he's in a class of his own right now.
Merzlak, one final time, get around the 55, big time send.
He hits the wall, he hits it, he gets the lead, but can he hang on to it? Oh my goodness, he made it to the line!
Big push down the backstretch is going to give him a good run through the corners.
Just a little bit
follow from the 1.
A little bit of contact there for second, but coming to the line, Toby Roberson's going to take home the checkered flag and victory here from the new Atlanta Motor Speedway.
Before I wrap things up here in this segment, your thoughts on the type of race we're going to see tonight? And I would have to agree.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to tonight's feature presentation of the HOBO Racing Cup Series live from the Auto Club Speedway here on JTN. So glad you're joining us here tonight on a Tuesday, last day of the month of February. As always, my name is JoeTowNetwork, joining you up here from the booth high above the California Speedway. Here out in Fontana. Going to be a great show for you here this evening. By my lonesome here tonight. Ricky Collect missed his connecting flight out here to Fontana. But we are so happy for you to be joining us here tonight on JTN. Going to have a great show for you after what was a thrilling race 1 week ago from the Daytona International Speedway that saw the leaders crash across the line. Josh Boyer taking home an elusive Open Setup Series victory. And kicked off what is promising to be a thrilling edition of the HOBO Racing Cup Series with the first 4 races now covered live right here on JTN. We're going to have a great show in store for you folks here tonight. 88 laps around this 2-mile D-shaped oval. Drivers can go somewhere in the 22 to 24 lap range on a tank of Sunoco Racing fuel. Maybe a little less than that. We'll just have to wait and see. So looking at least 3 pit stops here this evening if this race runs flag to flag with green flag racing conditions, which we saw a lot of 1 week ago. Qualifying is currently underway. You're going to see the drivers' names start to trickle across the top of your screens at home. Give you an idea of where your favorites will be lining up. We're also going to have some new graphics to test out here this evening that we're really excited to start showing off to you folks at home that we've done a lot of work on. And we hope you enjoy them as much as we do, especially that as I do up here in the booth. Talked about it, Josh Boyer took home the victory 1 week ago. Caleb Lingle, Keith Mclain also finishing up there on the podium. Those 2 drivers right now towards the top of our scoring pylon here in qualifying. The latter 2, that is, of what is another strong field, over 25 cars here tonight. Going to be looking at a really good field of drivers that, again, as always, they'll put on a great show here at HOBO, and we are very much looking forward to tonight's race. Folks, again, make sure if you haven't already, drop a like on the video and subscribe. Again, doing those things helps support us so much here on JTN. It's the best way to help support us. And when you do those things and we drive those numbers up, gives us a big boost in our ratings. You can also check out here on YouTube. We've been posting highlight clips to our YouTube Shorts feed, which is a new feature that YouTube's been pushing a lot. They're anywhere from 0 to 60 seconds. Quick little updates, flashy moments from races, a lot of race finishes uploaded there, as well as crashes for you folks that are maybe like to see the race cars getting crashed up. That's a great place to kind of get some of those types of highlights from these races. Also, when we get the chance to put some really good side-by-side racing, or when we have some fun moments during a broadcast, we also like to post those. So go check those out. They're available here on the YouTube Shorts feed. We also post them to our Instagram at JoeTowNetwork, as well as our TikTok at JoeTowNetwork. And we just posted a couple for HOBO's Daytona race last week. The big one that struck early in that race, as well as what was the most exciting finish that we had in a long time here on JTN. And then it was kind of that last little remnants of Daytona Speed Weeks there before we had our race 2 days ago with the folks at the NNSCRA. Qualifying has been completed. Happy hour going to get kicked off here in mere moments. With that being said, let's go ahead and take you through tonight's starting lineup. It looks to be 30 cars here this evening from Fontana. Going to be a great showing for sure. You see drivers getting out on track right now, and they're going to be led to the green flag at a time of 37.494 seconds by the number 13 of Harry Kodian, with the 73 of Herman Reese to the outside. Row 2 going to be comprised of the 113 of Caleb Lingle and the 9 of Fugate. Ken Hansen in the 94 and Keith Mclain in the 28 going to make up row number 3, with row 4, the 10 of Randy Smith, and the 22 of Jason San Diego. Maverick in the 23 and Steve Grant in the 11 going to roll off on row 5 and round out your top 10, with Eddie Rayleigh and Wiley King on row number 6. Duke Sorensen and Bob Gibson going to roll off on row number 7, and then in row 8 in the 15th starting position, the 136 of Thundercar and Troy Donahue in the 81. Row number 9 is going to be the 78 of Ryan Johnson, and our last week's winner, the 41 of Josh Boyer. The 740 of Michael Moore and the 124 of Rick Castle going to roll off on row number 10. The 4 of Matt Stern and the 85 of Ricky Bumbalow in row number 11. Row 12 going to be the 21 of Randy Waugh and the 07 of Steve Ravino. Joe Preacher and Rob Heath roll off on row number 13. Row 14 going to be the 25 of Ron Simpson, and the number 24 of Mopar. Rounding out your field tonight, it'll be the 19 of Rod Weston and the 101 of Jeff Havoc. We got a field of 30 cars here this evening. Star-studded field once again here for the HOBO Racing Cup Series. Going to have some great action coming up at you. Don't touch that search bar. Don't touch your remote. Don't switch away from this channel, because you are not going to want to miss a second of the action here at Auto Club, a driver's racetrack. It's wide. You can go all over here. You're going to see these drivers maybe in this version of the track that's based off of the 2002 version of Fontana. Probably migrate a little bit closer to that white line there on the bottom than their current day counterparts did a few days ago in the NASCAR Cup Series and Xfinity Series races. But still going to have a great night of racing here this evening, and I think you're gonna see a thrilling show here from Auto Club. These races are always so much fun, and so looking forward to getting to show you guys this race here this evening. And got some new graphics we've been working on very hard the last couple of days to get them looking nice and shiny. Hopefully you'll enjoy those as much as we do here in the booth. See everyone tuning in chat real quick. Frank Bombi, Dan Ravino, Steve Ravino, Ian Ravino, Magoo from Bomb Squad tuning in as well. Barbara tuning in. Folks, again, cannot thank you enough for tuning in here this evening. Hope you're having a fantastic. Greg tuning in again. Glad to see you back, Greg. You know, all the Team Speedland guys are going to be happy to see you in chat here this evening as well. And again, folks, we are so looking forward to tonight's race. It's going to be a good one. Just a couple minutes left before we hit the track here as we're just working happy hour. Everyone getting their last couple adjustments in. You see Fugate here going to take a mock run to pit lane. To think these drivers are going to be a little more aggressive than that. You see Randy Smith to the inside of Caleb Lingle. Team Speedland cars, they've brought some good pieces last week to Daytona. They've brought some fast cars here again this week. Frank also in chat talking about not having power up there. Hope you're keeping warm. Although I think the next snowstorm here in the Mitten States is not supposed to come until Friday. Glad to have power restored here in our Ann Arbor studios for JTN. Lost power last week after the really crazy ice storm we got here in southeastern Michigan. So glad to be back broadcasting. We, of course, had an event Sunday night, Daytona 500K with the NNSCRA, which was a thriller of a race. And then we'll be back with Bomb Squad again after that lapse of coverage last week. This week from Las Vegas, so they'll kind of kick off our week of racing there. USORL action at Anchorage, which is a Auto Club Speedway transplant up into Alaska. And then I believe Fast's Cup Series is going to be with us Sunday night from Portland, the road course out there. Those races, of course, you want to keep up to date with all that. Make sure you're following us on our social media. We'll be posting before races go live. Fontana, one of these tracks here tonight that it really tests the driver and how they're going to attack it. You got to manage your tires, right? You got to manage your car. You don't want to use your stuff up too much. And the biggest thing you're going to watch tonight is when drivers decide to push the issue, right? We got Harry Kodian on pole here in this 13 car. Good-looking 13 car, I might add. Maverick going for a spin there in the 23. Looks like we're coming to the end of happy hour. But nonetheless, got a great night of racing action for you here on JTN. Again, make sure if you haven't already, click the like button, subscribe. Again, doing all those things helps support us so much here on the JoeTowNetwork, JTN. And again, it helps continue to give these drivers a larger and larger audience to showcase their skills and continue to keep this wonderful game that we like to race in alive. Thank you, Magoo. I'm glad I got it back too. We await the command to get engines fired here from Fontana.
Drivers, start your engines!
And these 30 drivers get their motors fired and running here. And they'll roll off the pit lane for the customary pace lap in front of a sold-out crowd here. Folks, we are going to have a good one in store for you here this evening. It's going to be here, Kodian in the 13 rolling off on the pole this evening with Herman Reese to the outside. Caleb Lingle and Fugate going to roll off on row number 2. Row 3 going to be the 94 Ken Hansen and the 28 Keith Mclain. Randy Smith in the number 10 and Jason San Diego in the 22 rather, teammates there on row 4. And then their other two Team Speedland teammates, Maverick and Steve Grant there on row number 5. Eddie Rayleigh, Wiley King, the last of the Team Speedland cars there on row number 6. Duke Sorensen, Bob Gibson, another Speedland car there in row 7. And you see the rest of the field getting lined up here from Fontana. Kodian with control here for the start. Dodge Charger pace car are going to lead the field off of turn number 4. Take the hard left turn down the pit lane. Gives way to the 13. And here we go. Green flag. We're underway here from California. Saw Herman Reese in the 73 able to fire off really well, but Kodian and then 13 able to drive right by him on the inside line there. Field getting all over this racetrack using every inch of this surface. Almost three wide here further back in the pack. Ryan Johnson in the number 78. Back up front, Herman Reese loses another spot. He's fallen back to 5th in the opening lap here. Kodian, your leader right now in that number 13. One car slow on the apron. It's Rob Heath in the number 7. Apple Door Systems Ford. Seeing Gabriel Mountains there in the background, off of the back straightaway here, and then into turns 3 and 4. All right, folks, this is the moment we've been waiting for here with our technical team. Let's test something out new we've been working on here with our pylon page. Let's give it a look. Oh, there we go. There we go. Our new JTN pylon page will give you all the drivers' running positions there on the left-hand side of your screen in real time, or not in real time, but at least still updating on every lap. Get you a better look at where drivers are throughout this race. We switch in between the two as the night goes on to kind of give you that classic look with the ticker as well as this pylon. But as always, love to hear your feedback on how things look, what we can do to make them a little bit better. But there's your JTN pylon page there on the left-hand side of your screen. All right, Cody, and still your leader here. Although Caleb Lingle in the 113 is starting to close the gap. As caution's out for the first time tonight, the 740 is blown up. Well, that's not going to work, folks. Caution out for the first time here tonight. The replay engine just going to let go here for Michael Moore. Gonna bring out the yellow oil laying down there on the track in turn number 3. Brings out our first caution of the night. So, only one car involved in that one with the 740 losing the motor. You see the rest of the field there. Steve is not out. He's still in the race. He looks like he's running 19th right now. There, you see him in the 07. Most of the field coming down. Randy Smith going to stay out in the number 10. You saw that purple car driving off to the left. Race off pit road. Like Cody is still going to win that. See Grant there in the 11. Maverick and Rob Heath also out of this race, do believe. Don't see if we can find there's Maverick in the 23. So Maverick's still going to try to have to climb back up. Had to think there might have been some internet issues there plaguing this 23 team. The start of this race. I think also the 10, the 19 will both pit here. Might see Rod Weston stay out, try to lead a lap. That mellow yellow Dodge. Racing. I'm going to lead it. Never mind. 10 car got to stay out too. Hold up. Let's get inside dome cars. Let's get inside some cars. We can go inside some cars. You want to go inside them under caution? Colby, that's a Pontiac out in front. And working our first caution of the night here. Smith's going to stay out another lap here, hoping that these pace car lights stay on. Folks, we got some more great racing action coming up for you later on this week here on JTN. Starting off, Bomb Squad Racing Cup Series. Going to head to... head to Las Vegas. Coverage kicking off Thursday night, 9:05 p.m. Eastern Time. Then the USORL Cup Series heads up to Anchorage at a replica or a clone of this racetrack. Coverage kicking off 10:45 p.m. Eastern Time Saturday night for that one. And then March 5th, Fast Renegade Cup Series heads to Portland, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll kick off coverage of that one. Those races and much, much more, of course, live right here only on JTN. So, getting ready to go back racing. Randy Smith with no new tires. Gonna look to fend off a field of drivers that are all on new tires. Gonna be a tall task indeed for the driver of the number 10. Have to think that he was under the assumption that another lap of caution would be added onto this race. Onto this caution, rather. I don't know why I said race. Hope there's no more laps of caution here. Want to see this thing go green to the end. All right, 10 car leading us back to the line here for the restart, coming to lap 10 of 88. Brandon Smith with control. And back away we go. Green flag once again here from California. And Hansen getting to the inside of Herman Race here. This is the battle for the 4th position coming off of turn number 2. First side-by-side we see Herman Race, though, outside line, going to be able to prevail for that Cadillac CTS. He'll try to drive back towards the front where he started on that front row. Here comes Harry Cody, and looking to the inside of Randy Smith coming off of turn number 4. Remember, old tires on that 10 car. This 13 going to look to make quick work of him. Caleb Lingle in the 113 also was able to get around Steve Grant in the 11 after Grant's team elected to take 2 tires on that pit stop to get some track position. Comes Cody in the 13 again to the inside of the 10. Going to be able to complete the pass here off of turn 2 down the back straightaway. Move Harry Cody and our pole sitter back to the point. Caleb Lingle in the 113. Caution out. Ricky Bumbleow destroyed Troy Donahue. The engine has expired on that car. Let's get a look at what happened to cause this incident. Ooh. Folks, this is not a pretty one. You look at it. Bumbleow gonna go around by his lonesome, just a little too loose up there in the marbles. Here comes the 81. And lucky no one else involved in this one after a heavy lick there for Donahue. Let's go on board with the 81. The miscalculation from the driver of the number 81 here. Donahue now on pit lane with his Mustang. See him there getting repairs. Randy Smith gonna elect to come down the pit lane. Looks like he'll be a little bit more lonesome this time. If you bear with me here, we're gonna fix something. There we go. Well, better. You can get a good look of where your favorite driver's running right now. Gary Codian continues to lead. Caleb Lingle, Steve Grant, Herman Reese, Ken Hansen, Fugate, Jason San Diego, Keith McLean, Ryan Johnson, and Wiley King, your top 10. Dan, when you say that's two, what does that mean? If it means strikes, I don't know if I need another one. Alright, so you got an early caution. You get a second early caution here. It gets the field back wound up. You're kind of hoping, if you're a lot of these drivers, that you can get a couple laps in. I think a lot of these guys probably setting these cars up pretty loose here to start this race. You see the 85, there's the damage on that car. Ricky Bumbleow. We're into that Dodge Charger. Looks like it's a street Charger. Ah, okay. Yeah, two cautions, two cautions. The end's going to be our caution counter tonight. That way at the end of the race, when I say I forget how many cautions, he'll know. He's got my back. We need to paint your logo on a pace car. Yeah, Yeah, I've been thinking about that's another little thing we could do. I at least change the pace car so it's a Charger. Hopefully the safety crew will get all the debris cleaned up. And we'll have more cautions. So we're going to be going back green here, coming to lap 16 of 88. As we work our second caution of the night, about to come to an end. Folks, again, cannot thank you enough for tuning in to our coverage of the HOBO Racing Cup Series here tonight from the Auto Club / California / Fontana Speedway. Hope you're having a fantastic Tuesday. Hopefully you're able to start off your week well. You're getting a little midweek pump up with us here on JTN. And as always, cannot thank you enough for tuning in here tonight. Hope wherever you are, you're warm, you're staying safe, you're getting a good end to your month of February and ready to start what will be a March of madness, as folks like to say in the basketball world. Is Harry Kodian going to be leading us back to green here into the restart zone, and back away we go. Green flag once again here from Auto Club. Don't talk a lot about it, but I believe this is the hometown race for Harry and his 13 crew. See Caleb Lingle trying to hunt down the back of that Chevrolet Camaro that's leading the way right now. Field makes a nice procession out of turn number 2. That is right, Frank. It's got to make the tournament, right? It's got to make the tournament. Kodian leads that first lap back underway. And Hansen looked to the inside of Herman Reese there for position. Not able to do anything with it that time. This is where this really feels like a pass might be incoming, so we'll keep our eyes on it here. See Fugate there in the 9s, the 94 way up the hill through turns 3 and 4. Gonna lose 2, maybe 3 spots. There's Keith Mclain in the 28. A big thanks to Keith for bringing us out to the track tonight and his Miller crew. Hansen loses a cluster of positions there. Field, though, nice and orderly now off of turn number 2. The Fugate able to get by Herman Reese there in the 73. As caution's out once again here. The 24 of Mopar is going to go around here off of turn number 2. Or 4, rather. So look, gonna be some contact. Probably got some help there from the 21. 2 Dodge Chargers not playing nice with each other. You're okay, Phil. I look at these, I like to look at these single booth nights as it more of a challenge. Helps get me up and amped. That's the word I'm looking for. Yeah, a little bit of contact from the 21 to the back of the 24. Those two Chargers not playing too nice, but what are you going to do when you got a couple Hellcats around each other? Let's go on board with Randy Waugh. See if the tide rolled right through the Tide car. If there's any other jokes, folks, put them out there. I'm bored with Waugh and the 21 team. Thank you, Greg. Y'all are too kind to me. See one more look at that 24 going for a spin. I think he's not going to be too happy. I know I wouldn't be. Again, as I like to say, there's a reason they're down on the track and I'm up here in the booth. Again, folks, remember, we're posting highlight clips to our YouTube Shorts feed right here on YouTube.com. So if you got the YouTube mobile app, you navigate onto the bottom. You can head on to Shorts. And since you're subscribed, and when you're subscribed to us, our Shorts will be kind of shown to you in your Shorts feed. You'll also get notifications when we post things if you're on, if you have the bell icon clicked. Be notified anytime we do anything fun. Again, as always, though, folks, can't thank you enough for tuning in here this evening. Make sure if you haven't already, drop a like on the video, subscribe. Doing all those things really does help support us. I know I'm beating a dead horse at this point, especially with the crowd that we have here. I know this is a very loyal crowd for Hobo Racing. We can't thank you enough for that. I know all these drivers are very appreciative of it too. But again, making sure if you haven't already, you have that subscribe button clicked. You've clicked like. Doing all those things really does help support us. It helps get these videos out to more people. The way the algorithm works here on YouTube, you know, it'll send these streams out to more people while we're sitting here live, also with an active chat. So it's been awesome to see the chat nice and active here tonight. Just again, folks, a lot of those little things that seem like they wouldn't help, they really do help. And again, we cannot thank you enough for tuning in here this evening, for giving us a little bit of your time, and again, cannot thank you enough for tuning in here tonight to JTN. But again, following us on our social media, I think that's the point I was trying to get across. You can follow us on Instagram at JoeTowNetwork. You can follow us on Facebook, JoeTowNetwork. You also get those clips through the Instagram Reels function. We're posting them on all 3 platforms because it's, they all want the same type of media, so why not post it all on all 3 as we continue to try to grow this brand, and making sure you're following us on those platforms as well is very helpful. We have all those things linked in the video description, and YouTube's weird, so either down below or to the right, depending on when you're watching this. But again, doing all those things really does help support us, and we can't thank you enough, and it's completely free. It's completely free. We're not asking you to buy channel memberships like a lot of other channels try to do. We might offer that. Never going to try to push that as something that you have to get to be part of these streams, because as always, love seeing everyone in chat. Phil Cass, of course. A lot of folks that are long-time Hobo Racing fans, of course, know Phil and all the work he and Full Velocity did back in the day. I say back in the day like it wasn't just a couple years ago, but did all the work that they did. Again, took a lot of inspiration from Phil and his entire crew there to be able to do something like this, and that's, tonight kind of showing off that progression there with our new graphics on the left-hand side of your screen that we're going to be kind of switching between. Still working out some of the things, like trying to get the 11th through 20th and on back a little more, less hands-on, because it's all we have to manually change those things. So if you see it stuck on one grouping of positions for too long, I do apologize. But we are, we're still trying to work through getting those things, worked out. And again, seeing the support and stuff makes it a lot easier to work and make things look a little bit nicer, because at the end of the day, we're trying to make this stuff look great for you folks at home and all these drivers out here as well. So, Randy Smith again going to lead us back to green, staying out. No tires on that number 10 car. Harry Cody and Caleb Lingle, Steve Grant, and Jeff Fugate, your top 5 here for the restart. Jason San Diego, Keith McLean, Ken Hansen, Ryan Johnson, and Herman Reese, then your top 10. The other part of the pylon is you can just look for your driver. You don't have to wait for it to scroll, which is nice. It's also nice for me because then I get to see the running order while I'm broadcasting. Because I don't get that luxury with the way Bristol has stuff set up for us here in the production truck. But Randy Smith again going to be leading us back to green in his Pontiac. Going to be hoping for a green flag run here. I have to think a lot of these drivers are kind of sick of the cautions as always. It sounds so bad, right? But I have to think a lot of these drivers are probably ready to start trying to stretch their legs a little bit here and get a good green flag run. Bill, I don't want to make you miss doing this too much. I know you don't want to get back into it, but, you know, people love you, just saying. Get ready to go back green. Randy Smith with control. Here we go. Green flag. We're back underway here from Fontana. Cody now going to try to make quicker work than a few restarts ago. Gets to the inside of the number 10, down the back straightaway. Going to be able to complete the pass. Now Clear going to take Caleb Lingle with him there on the bottom. Lingle now going to look to the inside of the 13. Get some clean air on the nose of that Blue Jay Ford. He'll stay there in second. You look throughout the back of the field, you see a cluster of cars here. Matt Sturd to the inside of Eddie Rayleigh. You see Steve Rubino hugging that 925 of Wiley King. To think that 925 team got a little uncomfortable there when that HOBO Racing Ford as there's contact to the 124 around. That's Castle. Caution going to be out here for the fifth time this evening. Fourth time. Yeah, I'm already miscounting. Saw it in real time. 46 just turns. 124 there. No, Bino, it's 4. I guess you're probably not Are you not counting the blow up there at the start? Because that would be fair. You know, look at it. The face car driver might win this race. Yeah. Let's go on board with Thundercar in the 136. Got one of these helmet cams. That was a drone cam. Each car has its own drone to give you shots like that. Oh, brother. Working another caution here. No takers on the pit lane. So Keith McLean looks like he'll be the first one. Mac Daddy coming down pit road. No par in the 24. Josh Boyer, who has had a no good, very bad day so far here after winning at Daytona last week. Rocky Boots team not having the speed that they were looking for. Again, talked with Josh after the race. Open setup, not what they're particularly well off doing. But folks, if you want to get good at something, you gotta do it. So have 4 cars out of this race so far. It would appear. Might be more than that. I'll kind of give a little bit. Randy Waugh currently a lap down. Maverick a lap down. Got Simpson a lap down. But again, working our fourth caution here in the opening 30 laps from Auto Club. Again, folks, can't thank you enough for tuning in to JTN here tonight. While we're working this caution, though, we got a great game for you, folks. It's called Auto Sim 2. And Auto Sim 2, it's a text-based simulator racing game where you can manage your own team to greatness. It's fully customizable. Here's a little bit more and a look at Auto Sim 2. Have you ever wanted to manage your own racing team? Or what if you could go back in time to see if a particular season could have finished differently? Well, folks, have no fear, because Auto Sim 2 is here. With fully customizable roster files, you can create your own world or try to recreate the past. Heck, you could even try to predict the future through Auto Sim 2's Sim mode. Don't like the passive approach? Well, then get more hands-on in owner mode, where you decide who drives your cars and what companies will sponsor them. Down on your luck? Well, then scout some new talent that will get you to the top. Already super successful? Try moving up the ladder or expanding to truly solidify your racing empire. However you want to play, AutoSim 2 has you covered and is now available for purchase through the Steam store for $9.99. Now go make your mark and build your legacy in AutoSim 2. And again, folks, AutoSim 2 is now available on Steam for $9.99. Again, you can go check it out. And that's AutoSim 2, now available on Steam for $9.99. Working our fourth caution of the night. Harry Cody had still your leader. He's led the most laps so far after starting on pole. Caleb Lingle sits in second. Randy Smith, Steve Grant, and Jeff Fugate, your top five. So we made a production call to go back to the ticker for now here at the top of your screen. The classic, JTN Classic is what we'll call it for the time being. Maybe the pylon was bad luck. Maybe that's what was going on there. So we'll give it a test drive here. Plus, my fingers were getting tired of switching between the numbers. Folks, obviously, NASCAR Cup Series was here at Auto Club a couple days ago. Kyle Busch got a big victory with Richard Childress Racing. John Hunter Nemechek won in the Xfinity Series race after a couple top contenders got taken out of that one. Love to hear your thoughts about what's going on there. The constant comparisons by the broadcasts of Kyle Busch to Dale Earnhardt. I don't know. If you got opinions, love to hear them in chat. We talked about it this week on the Fake Racers podcast, which you can catch over on JTN2. It's now out, or on your favorite podcast platform or preferential podcast platform, Triple P. We'll also be posting a couple clips here on the main JTN channel as well, so keep an eye out for those. Because while we love doing these broadcasts, we also love talking about motorsports. So again, go check it out. Fake Racers podcast, available weekly on JTN2, as well as your favorite podcast platforms. We also got our Twitch going here this evening, so if you like watching things on Twitch, you can follow us on Twitch at JoeTowNetwork. Streaming over there as well this evening. Gonna probably do some other, if I get back into racing myself, we'll probably do some of the stuff that we can't do here on the main JTN channel due to languages that will be used of the not family-friendly kind. They'll be over there on Twitch, so you can go check that out again. JoeTowNetwork on Twitch. Then we'll probably... Well, if I had the time, I'd post censored content, but you never know. Dodge Charger Pace Car is going to come in and save me and get us back going here. Here, Kodian with control in the 13. Ready, set... And away we go. Green flag once again here from Fontana. The single file once again here off of turn number 2. He'll getting spread out, get a good whoosh by of the cars. You can see Steve Rubino in the 07. Back just outside the top 10 right now. Back up front, it's a log jam behind this 10 car of Randy Smith. You got Steve Grant there, his teammate right behind him. Got Team Speedland celebrating their 25th anniversary here this season. Fugate, Jason San Diego. Fugate kind of in that Speedland sandwich there in that number 9 car. Red and yellow Dodge Charger there in the middle of your screen. Got one car up high, close to the wall in turns 2. Try to see who that is. As one's around, it's the 124. Rick Castle around once again here. Caution going to be out for the 5th time tonight. Like this 124 just going to go for a self spin. Get a look at it. Let's go on board with Rod Weston here in the number 19. Oldfield's going to look to come down the pit lane here, get some fuel. You're kind of in that weird window. We talked about being able to go about 22 on fuel. Probably ran enough green flag laps there to warrant getting some new tires. One driver this works out for pretty well is this 10 car, Randy Smith. Going to be able to come down with a lot of these other drivers. Got off sequence with the pit cycle by staying out a couple cautions ago. Got up to the lead once again. He's done it twice here tonight, but now got back up there. Now going to be able to stay up there, although 2 tires on that 10 car there. Going to try to get back to the lead. Strategy call there gets him off pit lane first. Matt Stern going to also do something similar there in the 4. He'll come off in 3rd. Greg Kodian gets 2nd there, first of the cars with 4 tires. Listen, HOBO Racing officials, they know it. They know what's up. Opar out in front of the field in the number 24. And go back to that pylon page. Because apparently the pylon page was not bad luck. Oh, the places you'll go. Yeah, not surprised. Greg talked about not being surprised. Not a Kyle Busch fan, but not surprised to see him win with RCR, especially with how quick the 8 car was last year. Again, we talked about it a lot on the Fake Racers podcast, so I'm going to give away some of that content here. But you know, we're working a caution. There's nothing wrong with that. Part of what we talked about was, you know, a lot of folks looked at Tyler Reddick leaving RCR as like a big, oh no, they lost like their A-tier driver. They obviously they lost their best driver. But the idea Beano eye in the sky. Kyle Busch, more experience, can close out races a little bit better. Not that Tyler Reddick lost a lot of races last year. There was a lot of mechanical things that kind of set back that 8 team throughout the season, but part of what will help that team this year is the fact that Kyle is a more experienced driver, knows how to close out these races, and I think that's what you're really gonna see a lot of. It's bothering. Should have that fixed now. There we go. So Keith Mclain and Maverick going to stay out here to be 1-2 for the race start. And it's Randy Smith on 2 tires there in third. Rick Kodian and Matt Stern, your top 5. Caleb Lingle, Steve Grant, Jeff Fugate, Jason San Diego, and Ryan Johnson, your top 10. Restart coming on lap 36 of 88. Going to be 53 laps to go here from Fontana. He's saying "gur" in chat. That's not good. Still out there on track, though, so that is good. No texting and driving. Texting and driving is bad. We don't, we here at JTN don't recommend you do that. You can get ticketed for that. Pretty hefty. As Keith Mclain going to lead us back to green in the number 28. New paint scheme on the side of that car here this evening. Looking good. And whack away we go. Green flag once again here from Fontana. He's doing a good job there getting off the corner. Got a decent lead. Randy Smith in the 10, though, having some issues. Matt Stern now going to be looking to the inside of this 10 car going down into turn 3. This for the 4th position. He'll get there. This 10 car going to be way up the track. This will allow a lot of these guys to make a pass. Lingle getting by. Steve Grant getting by. Fugate. Jason San Diego. Ryan Johnson. And this 10 car going to fall all the way to the back of the top 10 here in just one lap. You can get down in front of the 94, Ken Hansen. That will be a big move if he's able to do that. As caution's out once again. For the 6th time this evening. Gibson around off of turn number 2. Oh, that's not what starts it. Uh-oh. Well, take a look. Rod Weston going to get loose. Gets around. Contact from Steve Rubino. Rubino able to scoot on through there. See, the 46 is the 5 goes for a spin. The 46 spins off the corner. A couple things going on here. There's the contact with the 19. Left side of your screen. Here's what happens with the 46. Just gets down on the transition. The 07 actually getting door checked into the wall from the 136. Yeah, 136 swerving to avoid the 46. So sixth caution of the night here. It's been a wild one. Let's see what happens with the 5. He's just going to go around. Yeah, just trying to slow down, goes around. Going to be some heavy contact with the outside wall there off the corner. That's an ouchie. So again, working our 6th caution of the night after the 19 gets loose. 07 makes contact. Rod Weston and Steve Rubino there. Bob Gibson and Joe Peach are going around as well. Again, folks, can't thank you enough for tuning in to JTN tonight. Make sure if you haven't already, drop a like on the video and subscribe. Again, doing so helps support us so much here on the JoeTow Network, JTN. Also, make sure if you haven't already, you follow us on all over social media. Doing so, again, helps support us so much here. Make sure you follow us on our social media at JoeTow Network, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram. We're also live on Twitch. Steve Rubino done for the night. Or at least he's saying he's done. He's still out there on track. We'll watch this 07 with 28-second repair. So car not healthy there for Steve. It's a lot of damage for something that didn't look too terrible. He'll kind of be in that back half of the field here for the rest of this race, most likely, with that much damage. Well, they didn't shut the motor off is always the big thing. If they shut the motor off, that's usually an indicator that things are really bad. Got the story here on this 28 from Frank Bombi. Throwback to Bobby Allison's 1983 Miller scheme. Did a great job painting it, Frank. That car pacing the field right now. Got 5 cars out of this race from Ron Simpson on down to Rob Heath. Approaching halfway in this one from Fontana. See Randy Waugh gonna get a lucky dog here. We'll get the wave around. Pace car lights are out. That charge will set sail and pass our pace car. So we'll go back green on lap 42 of 88, just 3 laps short of halfway. These drivers on the radios talking about hoping for a green flag run here. Know that Bristol in the production truck is hoping for that. I think I'm hoping for that. I think all the fans at home are hoping for that. Love to see some green flag racing. This track always puts on a great show, and it's been a good show so far. Obviously, the caution's kind of weighing us down here at the start. Or through the first half, at least. Steve is still out there. There he is in that 07 car. He's going to be a trooper. Getting ready to go back. Green flag racing. Keith Mclain with control here for the restart as the Dodge Charger pace car is in. Back, here we go. Green flag once again here from Fontana. Maverick there in the 23, going to make a play for the lead here down the back straightaway. 28 really wide off the corner. That allows that 23 of Maverick to get to the inside. Caleb Lingle looking to the inside of Harry Codian. Not going to be able to get there as Maverick power move takes the lead down its turn 3 off the restart. Codian now in the 13 to the inside. Almost some contact there between those two, 13 and 28. Codian, though, here he goes, looking for second. Not going to be able to get anything going this time. Going to look for a dive to the inside, and Mclain shuts the door down into turns 1 and 2. Maverick's still the leader. Mclain there in second. Off at the corner we go. Keith Mclain now looking back to the inside. Caleb Lingle to the inside of Harry Codian now going down into turn 3. Side by side for first, side by side for third. Through the corner, Keith Mclain going to be able to clear Maverick there. Here comes Lingle in the 113 to the inside of Maverick. Almost looked like Codian was going to try to take him 3 wide there off the corner. Thought wiser of it. Didn't have enough of a run, but going to get a good run here down the front straightaway. And be clear of the 113 and now to the outside of the 23 going down into turn 1. Backs off. Works single file once again. Keith Mclain has retaken the lead here after losing it on the restart. As the front of the field getting racy here, it's been a lot of time to think about what moves you're going to make. Fugate to the inside of Steve Grant makes the pass. Yeah, Fugate able to move up into the 5th spot there through turns 3 and 4. Need to charge to the front of the field if he can in that 9 car. Back up front. Maverick there in second in that John Deere 23. Going to look back to the inside, see if he can get a run this time down the back straightaway. Nothing brewing just yet. Going to have help from the 113 of Lingle, who's trying to get to the inside of Codian. And Fugate now to the outside of the 113, heading down into turns 3 and 4. Codian makes a pass on the outside. Takes over the second place position. Going to be looking for the lead off of 4. Behind him, Fugate in the number 9. To the inside, or to the outside of Maverick in the 23. Caleb Lingle going to try to follow him through. Battle for the lead is on. They're side by side going down into turns 1 and 2. And Harry Codian retakes the lead here from Fontana. Good racing here at the front of the field, just past halfway. In the HOBO Racing Cup Series, 2nd race of the season. We saw a thriller 1 week ago. Are we going to see something similar here tonight? Fugate now to the inside of Mclain. Going to make that pass. He'll move up into 2nd on the driver that finished 3rd 1 week ago. And here comes Lingle in the 113 now to the inside of the 28. He looks for 3rd. Caleb Lingle in his Ford Fusion takes over the final spot up on the podium. That time down into turns 1 and 2. Mclain falls back to 4th. Another driver falling back is Maverick in this 23. He makes contact with the wall, then some contact with Ryan Johnson off of turn number 2. They're going to be side by side. This for the 7th spot. Down into turns 3 and 4 they will go. Now Matt Stern to the inside of the 23. Up front, leader still single file. We keep our eyes on this battle. Maverick able to hold off Hansen. So he will try to slot into this 9th position. We're 3 wide further on back. Riley King to the inside of Duke Sorensen. Caleb Lingle, though, up front. Starting to challenge the 9 of Fugate. See Mclain in the 28 starting to get some speed back in that Ford. See the 113. 9 of Fugate clips the apron a little bit there off of turn number 2. Might allow Lingle to make a move, but you saw the 113 do something similar. It's so easy to do that at home, folks. You're just following that guy behind you. He makes a mistake. Sometimes, at least half the time, you make the same one. Especially here at Auto Club or Fontana or California, whatever you want to call this racetrack. It's had many names, or at least spoken with many names. But such a wide racetrack they can really maneuver around. As Lingle going to try to show some of that off. Going to look to the inside here, going down to turn 1, looking for second. Going to be able to complete the pass with a good send down into the corner. Fugate falls back to third. Doesn't put up too much of a fight, but we're still not in that fighting window here with just under half of this race left. Going to be about 34 laps here once we get to 54 completed. So still about 37 laps remain. It's Caleb Lingle now as the run has gotten going here from Fontana. Looks to the inside. Update. Maverick has fallen outside of the top 10. Falling back to the 12th position as of the last time around. No, Steve is not out. He's currently running back in the 20th position, and not out, but some damage on that 07 car from the last incident. Really close moment there between the 28 and the number 9 coming up on Peacher in the number 5. That's going to be a car, that Camaro of Peacher, going to get out of the way here down into turn 3. Good move there from driver number 5. Allows the leaders to go on by. That Stern there in the 4 really waited to try to move up the track to get around that car. It's going to allow Randy Smith to make a move here through the center. Big time, big boy move there down the front straightaway. This 4 car loses 4 positions out of that exchange. He'll fall outside the top 10. Hanson and Rayleigh battling for that last spot inside the top 10, this time off of turn number 4. Rayleigh going to be able to most likely get it with the momentum on the outside at the line that time. Hanson, though, good move there on the bottom. That Coors Light Racing Ford. And he'll complete the pass down into 1. Up here, it's a dogfight as Caleb Lingle has taken the lead for the first time this evening. Here comes Keith Mclain to the inside of the 13. He'll make a pass there on Cody Ann. He'll take over the second spot as this run has gone on. Again, a little bit older tires on the 28. Not by much, but the way we had those cautions falling there for a hot minute. Got about a 7-car breakaway here at the front of the field. Led by the 113 of Caleb Lingle. Lingle, of course, oh so close 1 week ago from a Daytona victory. Looking to remedy that with a win here tonight as Keith Mclain going to work on Pye, and he'll retake the lead here off of turn number 2. See Harry Cody in there in the 13, getting back in line. Right now, getting ready. We're going to be coming up on those green flag pit stops. We went back green lap 42. Can go about 24, so should be able to get to 66. Which sets you up again for just that last stop to make it to the end of this race. Harry Codian has fallen back in this 13 M4S installation Chevrolet there, orange and black on the outside was your pole sitter. A lot of speed in the first half of this run, but as we approach its end, really starting to struggle here. Have to make it to at least lap 64 to feel comfortable making it to the end of this race. Probably want to go a little bit longer if you can, as here comes Keith Mclain down the pit lane, and my math just isn't very good, folks. Ryan Johnson also coming down in the 78, so those drivers going to try to come get 4 fresh Goodyear tires, take advantage, because they are going to have a little bit extra speed than these guys that have been out here this entire run. Not a lot, but just a little bit extra. And your running order on the left-hand side of your screen with intervals. Our new JTN Pylon or JTN Pylon. Gotta come up with a funky name for it. Of course, the ticker is JTN Classic. As we're 3 wide for 4th. Jason San Diego there in the middle. Fugate almost clear. Is clear down into the quarter. They looked 3 wide on camera, folks, but I don't think they ever were actually 3 wide. Like the 07 has retired. No, he's on pit lane. Hey, why you gotta make me concerned? Cody and now down on the pit lane. The 13 go back up to our leaders. Caleb Lingle still out there. Steve Grant, Jason San Diego. At your top 3, Herman Reese, Randy Smith. car pit in that time. We keep our eyes here on Lingle. This 113 coming to pit lane this time, and he's going to be the one that's the closest to making it to the end of this race, folks. Jason San Diego, Randy Smith also staying out. Eddie Rayleigh in the 112 as well. They're going to just have a little bit more fuel. They're going to be losing a lot of time here, though, on the older tires. See most of the field a lap down to these leaders. Teammates going to be side by side here down the back straightaway, coming to their first cycle of green flag pit stops this evening. Here comes the 22. Back to Randy Smith. as the caution's out here. And this changes everything, folks. '73, a Herman Reese just going for a spin, ball by his lonesome here. Cold tires coming off the pit lane. There you see that 73 coming off pit road. Almost some contact there with Rod West and Josh Boyer also driving through there. Go on board Mellow Yellow Cam. Got 73 going for a spin. Weston way up the hill. That was a next-gen car. That 73 would be absolutely destroyed. On board Rocky Boots on board with Josh Boyer. Here right behind the 19. Also had another one go around. Is that I don't know if this is what actually caused the caution, folks, but now I'm unsure which one caused the caution. But Randy Waugh, oh no, he's staying out because the caution comes out, and then he just goes for a spin. Roll Tide. So everyone that didn't pit, gonna get to pit here under caution. Big time saver for all of those drivers. Most of the field a lap down there when the caution came out, so gonna get a lot of wave arounds here. And folks, can't thank you enough for tuning into JTN here this evening. Hope you're having a fantastic start to your week, end of your month. What's new is old again. You do not see him spin too much at all. Dan, I was very shocked by that. To see that it was Herman going for a spin. I have to think you chalk that one up to cold tires. Coming off pit lane. Haven't really had that opportunity at all here this evening. Lingle gonna get the lucky dog, so he's gonna be able to come down pit lane and still get his lap back. The rest of these drivers not gonna be as lucky. See what I did there? So they'll all have to stay out. Again, folks, working the 7th caution of the evening here. Can't thank everyone enough for tuning in this evening. And make sure if you haven't already, you drop a like on the video and subscribe. Wet weather in the air, yeah. Again, doing so does help support us so much here on JTN. Sound like a broken record at this point asking about it, but again, when you hit subscribe, when you like the videos, when you do all those things. It really does do a lot for us here on the JoeTow Network. It gives us the larger subscriber base, pushes these videos out to more people, It gets us more views, more subscribers, and it's just a cycle. So, again, making sure if you haven't already, click the subscribe button. Making sure you do if it's your first time tuning in, if it's your 100th time tuning in. Clicking like on the videos also really does help a lot. It's all part of that almighty YouTube algorithm. Really active chat tonight, which is awesome. Can't thank you guys enough. Josh Boyer is setting up his move in the 41. Was staying at the back. Don't know what kind of speed they have in this car. Qualified back there. But our Daytona winner shaping up to have a good run here, depending on how the second half of this race does play out. Randy Smith going to be our leader when we go back green in the number 10. And it'll be Mopar, Boyer, Weston, Gibson, and Waugh. And then everyone else that's going to cycle through here and get a wave around, which are a lot of these drivers. So it's going to get good here at the end, folks, which isn't anything we didn't expect, right? Going to be a good one here to close out from Fontana. Again, make sure if you haven't already, drop a like, subscribe. Viewership just took a nosedive out of nowhere, so that is unfortunate. But again, be a friend, tell a friend about our streams. We're going to be going back green with 19 laps to go here from Fontana. Unless we end up getting a gentleman's style restart here with all the wave rounds and black flags that'll have to get cleared here on the restart. It's also one of those moments where you're probably looking at an admin hoping that no one's a little too aggressive around them. I know that's always a point of content. Into the restart zone, Randy Smith with control. Green flag, we're back underway here from Fontana. Nice and orderly field once again, down into turns 1 and 2, as is custom here. All these drivers going to be trying to find a way around someone. Mopar, big dive there to the inside. Maverick, big move at 23, still a lap down, so going to be trying to get the lap back there the hard way. Caleb Lingle in the 113 making some moves. Looking for a pass for position here to the outside of Randy Waugh. You see Josh Boyer in the 41 falling back. Jason San Diego in the 22. Also another one of those drivers that needs to get a lucky dog. Got caught on the wrong part of the cycle, but Randy Smith still out in front. Mopar there in second. Maverick right now would have the lucky dog in that 23. There's Jason San Diego in the 22. Thank you, Dan. I'm glad it looks good on the big TVs. Hopefully we look like our Fox and NBC counterparts, at least a little bit. The Gibson there in the 46. Lingle in the 113. Looking to the inside. This for the 4th position. Herman Reese also getting trapped a lap down after spinning there. Rayleigh to the inside of Gibson. So Caleb Lingle is on a charge. Randy Smith is your leader. There's Keith Mclain, Steve Grant in the 11. Eric Codian, Bryant Johnson. Saw some smoke there off the corner. Looks like we're okay. But a couple of these names we've seen up front this entire race, they're marred back in traffic. It's going to make the rest of this race a little more difficult for them. But if you got the speed, you got the speed. Maverick making a pass there to get around Mopar. Again, at 23, trying to get back on the lead lap. First car 1 lap down here. See him sitting there in the 20th position. If we can get around this 10, it'll put him back on the lead lap. Jason San Diego also going to be trying to get back on the lead lap in this 22 car. It's in 21st. Feature down on the pit lane in the number 5. Nothing going on there. Caleb Lingle to the inside of Rod Weston. This is for the 3rd spot. Talked about Josh Boyer being up there in the top 5. He's fallen back to the 15th position here since the restart. Just a handful of laps left here from Fontana. Rayleigh now to the inside of Weston. Kodian hasn't been able to make up as much ground in the 13. You see Steve Grant, Ryan Johnson back here in the picture as well. They're trying to climb back up inside the top 5. Again, folks, coming down to the end of this race here from Fontana. Jen's coverage of the second race of the HOBO Racing Cup Series season. Here comes Lingle now to the inside of Mopar, looking for second. Now, Lingle back up to second. He's going to have to get around 3 Team Speedland cars, 2 of which are a lap down. It might give him a little more grief. Thank you, Ann, for tuning in. Hope you have a good one. And folks, coming down to the interesting part of this race. Going to be 11 laps to go this time at the line. Caleb Lingle in the 113 there. The inside of Jason San Diego, again, not for position, but for track position. Trying to get back to the front of the field. You see Rayleigh there in the 112. Trying to get around the 124 of Castle. Castle's gone for a couple spins here tonight. He's also a lap down. Rod Weston going to look to the inside of that 124. Steve Grant and Rayleigh here, the 11 and the 112. They're going to be battling for the 4th position right now. Grant trying to close the gap there. Rayleigh having a great night with that US Army machine. Time of the line, 10 laps to go. Presented by our friends at TWB Technologies. Again, a new company coming for you for all of your technology and just your needs in business and such. Head over to twb.com coming soon this year sometime. This ad read is from 2021, so it's the newest one I have. But again, TWB, here on your TWB 10 to go. If you want to sponsor any of our segments here on J10, you can reach out to us at JoeTowNetwork at gmail.com. Maverick going to move out of the way of Lingle here in the 113. That's going to give clear sailing to this Ford Fusion as he tries to hunt down the Pontiac of Randy Smith with just 9 more circuits and just under 18 miles left here in California. Rayleigh has made his way around Mopar for the 3rd spot. Have a wonderful evening, Barbara. Randy Smith putting together the best laps of his sim racing career, trying to hold off Caleb Lingle. Lingle with newer tires, little more momentum. You see the pass for the 4th position there. Steve Grant on the inside right now. They come up the track, almost makes contact with the 24 of Mopar. They keep it straight. Now a little bit of more contact there down the straight front stretch. They're still side by side, and as they're side by side, you see that 13 of Kodian starting to creep into the picture. The pole sitter, we know that 13 Chevrolet is fast. Big dive to the inside to try to find a way around this tide ride of Mopar as Lingle continues to try to hunt down our leader, Randy Smith. Jason San Diego, this is a pass for the 20th position. If San Diego can get by Maverick, so a battle for a spot here on track. Jason going to be able to get to the inside. Going down into the corner, maybe. Still has positioning here into turn number 1. Further back, we got a gaggle of cars, folks. Let's turn our attention to that because you see Rod Weston really loose there off the corner. Keith Mclain involved in this little jumble of cars. Bob Gibson, Fugate, Ken Hansen, Randy Waugh. It's Ryan Johnson out in front of everyone. You see that 78 starting to clutch it a little bit, needing to save a little bit of fuel here. Lane now looking back to the inside. As the caution is out. Boys, this might end the race. See what happens. Ken Hansen around. In turn number 4. Heavy damage on this 94 car. This one might be a spin. Might be some help. Might be all by his lonesome. Let's take a look. There you see it. So caution number 8. Oh, sometimes a wreck changes everything. Let's go off the back of the 94. If 21 makes any contact, he's really close. I don't think he ever made any contact. That makes it look like there's contact. It's hard to tell. Haven't taken a traditional look at it. Let's go overhead one more time. That's what we started with. Yeah, I think there's some contact there. I'm going to say there's contact. Coming down to the end of this race, every position important. Well, come on, Steve. So, we'll see if we go back green, folks. If we don't, hey, Randy Smith taking home second checkered flag of the season. Where is Caleb Lingle? He pit. Okay. I think he probably thought there'd be more takers. So, Caleb Lingle pits. Put tape on the nose for sure. Give him a little extra horsepower. All the lap cars going to pit here. Get out of the way of the leaders. Rayleigh will be second. Steve Grant, Mopar, Harry Cody, and your top 5 for the restart. No green-white checkers. So whatever the game says, the game could tell us we're going back green with 1 lap to go. It could tell us we're not going back green at all. Don't have green-white checkers here for Hobo. Don't have the ability for overtime. And I don't know if it's over, because I don't think Caleb would have pit if it was... Oh, actually... Yeah, it's lap 86. So we're going to need the pace car lights to go out next time around. If they don't go out next time around, race is over. So we're going to sit here and see if the race is over. If that is the case, a shocking move from Caleb Lingle in the 113. I have to think that crew probably thought the race was going to keep going. Probably still thinks it's going to keep going, so we'll have to wait and see. But all eyes right now, yeah, one lap shootout, Greg. That might be what we're looking at here. All eyes now going to be on this pace car to see if the lights go out. And set us up for what could be an all-time classic finish, what could be an all-time cluster, you know what? Or what could just be a fun little end to the last night of racing here in the month of February, which is always a great month for us here on JTN. Great to close it out with HOBO Racing here this evening. Again, stick around at the conclusion of tonight's event. We'll talk with our podium, our top 3 finishers here. So make sure you stick around for that. So let's see. Pace car lights, do they stay on? Do they go out? That is the question. Here we go. All right, one lap shootout here, folks. What that's going to mean, white flag will be displayed before the green flag. Drivers have to wait for the green flag to hit the go button. It's going to be very close timing. It's always something that kind of throws all these drivers for a loop. And, folks, I don't know. Might be setting up for a big crash here because there's going to be a lot of all gas, no brake in the last 2 miles of this race from Fontana. We line up like this. Randy Smith, Eddie Rayleigh, 1-2. Steve Grant, Mopar, Harry Codian, Ryan Johnson, Keith Mclain, Rod Weston, Bob Gibson, and Jeff Fugate. Thundercar, Randy Waugh, Wiley King, and Matt Stern. Then it's Caleb Lingle, first driver that came down the pit lane. Josh Boyer, Steve Rubino, Ken Hansen, who was involved in that last incident. Duke Sorensen. And then Maverick still a lap down. I think that 23 might get the lap back now. Since we are going back green, but we'll see if that's we'll update you on that in post race, however that situation ends up shaking out. Folks, this is where my job becomes a little difficult because it's all about balancing how much we talk here. So if you don't hear me talking a lot, it's because, man, oh man, the racing is doing all of the talking. It's going to be a good finish here as Randy Smith going to lead us back to green in the number 10. Eddie Rayleigh in his Ford there in second, and then another Pontiac from Team Speedland, Steve Grant there in third. We wait for the green flag to be dropped with the white. Elbows out, and away we go. Green flag once again here from Fontana. And a good start from the top 2 is Eddie Rayleigh going to be looking to the outside of the 10 of Randy Smith going down into turn 1. Top 3 now, all's free and clear. Steve Grant there in third. You see the field makes their way through the first set of corners. Single file. Have to be nice and easy with each other. White flag in the air. Fanning out further on back. Going to be interesting to see if all those drivers make it back around. Randy Smith trying to break the draft here down the back straightaway. Into turn number 3 goes that purple Pontiac for the final time. Final set of corners. 10 car up the hill a little bit. Caution is out. There's a crash behind him. We're racing back to the line. Down the front straightaway to the checkered flag. Randy Smith wins it here from Fontana. Steve Rubino involved in this incident here at the end. You saw that 07 smoking. And the 10 car of Randy Smith. Strategy all throughout this race. Takes home the checkered flag here tonight from Fontana. So Randy Smith, your race winner, he'll burn it down for the fans here in California. So Randy Smith wins it. Let's get you some replays of the incident there at the end of the race. There was... All right, folks. So down the back straightaway. And we talked about it. Things getting fanned out. See Wiley King there on the outside. It's down. See Rubino's there on the outside. And then those cars just go flipping and flying. I believe that's the only part of this incident. Let's go on board. Here, go on board with Jason San Diego. So a wreck down the back straightaway here at the end of this one. Caps off what was a weird night of racing that saw a lot of green flag in the second half. Obviously, a lot of cautions in the first half of this race. Again, folks, can't thank you enough for sticking around. Remember, we're going to be talking with our top 3 finishers here after this one. Get your results on your screens in moments as well. But before we get all of that, let's get a word from our friends with AutoSim 2. Have you ever wanted to manage your own racing team? Or what if you could go back in time to see if a particular season could have finished differently? Well, folks, have no fear because AutoSim 2 is here. With fully customizable roster files, you can create your own world or try to recreate the past. Heck, you could even try to predict the future through AutoSim 2's Sim Mode. Don't like the passive approach? Well, then get more hands-on in owner mode, where you decide who drives your cars and what companies will sponsor them. Down on your luck? Well, then scout some new talent that will get you to the top. Already super successful? Try moving up the ladder or expanding to truly solidify your racing empire. However you want to play, AutoSim 2 has you covered and is now available for purchase through the Steam store for $9.99. Now go make your mark and build your legacy in AutoSim 2. And again, folks, AutoSim 2 now available on the Steam store for $9.99. And go check it out. AutoSim 2 now available on Steam. Let's go ahead and start by bringing in the driver of the number 112, Eddie Rayleigh, our second place finisher here tonight. Eddie, you got a copy?
I do.
All right, man. A wild, wacky race. A lot of cautions here to start. But a second place run for you in this 112 team to kind of get rid of that bad taste in your guys' mouth after last week at Daytona. How's it feel to come out to quote-unquote real racetrack and get a strong finish?
Well, I'll tell you, I got to thank my teammates, Caleb Lingle, and the rest of the boys. They did a real good job putting the setup underneath me. And I started out, mid-pack, working my way towards the front. Great racing up front. And I ended up, I guess I had a wiggle in my vehicle. I ended up tapping the wall, put me in the back. From there, I just kind of worked my way back towards the front. And then when that caution came out, I was in the perfect spot when that caution came out to get a wave around. So I didn't have to start way in the back. So that worked out really good for me.
Well, lucky break with the caution there, but some great driving for you. With the way kind of things worked out, you drove up through that pack of cars there on that last long green flag run. How much fun is that at a track like Auto Club where you have like room to maneuver? It's a really wide racetrack. I know maybe tonight a little more single lane than what folks maybe saw on Sunday, but still room to maneuver, and you made passing look really, really easy out there.
Well, it was a wide racetrack, multiple grooves. Once you get your tires, heated up, you can just about put the car where you wanted to. And yeah, it was a whole lot of fun passing them cars, and waiting into the last second and diving underneath them, coming out of the turn. That was really good.
Well, Eddie, again, a fantastic run for you in this 112 team here tonight. Congratulations on the second place run here in the second race of the year. Before we let you go, though, I want to give you the opportunity. Again, a lot of great partners. You talked about Caleb and your entire team getting a good car underneath you tonight. The floor is yours, though. Again, a lot of great partners for you. The floor is yours. Shout them all out.
All right. Just want to thank God Almighty, for making this all possible. And Joe, you for putting on this great show. And, Steve and all the boys that run Hobo Racing. It's just an awesome place to race. And I appreciate all my teammates. And my hat's off to Randy. He drove a really good race there at the end. I thought I had a shot at him. I spun my tires. He spun his tires. It was just a great race. So congrats to Randy and his team.
Eddie, again, congratulations on the great finish here tonight. Cannot thank you enough for your time. And again, good luck next week when we head to Las Vegas.
Thank you much, sir.
Eddie Rayleigh, driver the number 112, your second place finisher here tonight. Let's go ahead and next bring in our race winner down in victory lane. He's the driver of the number 10, Randy Smith. Randy, you got a copy?
10-4.
All right, winner, winner, chicken dinner. Now, obviously this season, big season for you and your entire team, Team Speedway's 25th anniversary. To be the first to get a victory here in the HOBO Racing Cup Series this year, how's that feel?
Feels pretty good. Had a good run last week at Daytona. Was kind of disappointed in my finish, but I practiced and I had a good car and I went hard. I made some decisions that I don't know could have cost me tonight, but I had a good car and just paid off and had a lot of fun. We practiced this week and a lot of fun.
Let's talk about those decisions, because early on, I believe a decision to stay out, then a little bit later, another decision to stay out, and then to take two tires. Why? A lot of drivers, I feel like they come to this track and they're maybe a little more hesitant to make those big strategy or track position plays there on pit lane. Why were you so confident in doing that here this evening?
Just because of practices. We had 3 full fuel runs last night in practice with a whole big group of cars, and I just knew I was better out front than following behind. My car got tight behind it, but if I was out front, it stayed loose, and so that was kind of kept me from worrying about it too much. I had a couple of guys that were a little bit stronger there on the beginning of those restarts, but I was chilling and just trying to be patient and not get in trouble myself. I actually did get in trouble there one time and got out of shape on that 2-tire thing. That was an accident. So I had it set up for 2 tires, but I wasn't expecting to do it right there, and I still had track position.
Well, obviously, end of this race, you get the 1-lap dash to the end, but before that, you're on this, one-on-one battle there with Caleb Lingle in the 113. Obviously, we all know how fast Caleb and his crew are each and every week. How tough is that? You got the lead, you got a really fast car here tonight, but how tough are those one-on-one battles here at Hobo, especially at a driver's racetrack like Fontana?
Yeah, it's definitely a lot worse on older tires like that. And Caleb had to come from the back there because I caught everybody a lap down. He got the lucky dog, and so he was coming with just as fresh tires. But I figured he kind of used them up, but he caught me, and he was in my draft, and I'm thinking, oh man, 5 to go, he's got me. And so just I guess wreck it or win it.
Well, Randy, you won it here tonight. Again, congratulations on the win here this evening. Before we let you go, though, again, I know you guys over at Team Speedway, and you got a lot of great partners. The floor is yours. Shout them all out, buddy.
Yeah, 10-4. We really appreciate the sponsorship by Steve Grant, and keeps his whole team. He's got a website and keeps that going, and keeps, we got a strong team, a lot of fast guys here, and a lot of guys that want to win and keep getting points. And so, I thank them a lot, and just practicing. We were in here, 4 or 5 of us last night in the team that were practicing. We could have had a few more, but yeah, that was great. And I appreciate the broadcast. And what about Hobo Racing? What a turnout. Look at these crowds we've had the last 2 weeks. Hope everybody keeps it up. Hope everybody shows up on Monday nights to practice, because those were just as fun as the race was tonight. We had more cautions tonight than we had in the practice last night.
Well, Randy, again, a great run for you here this evening. A win to kick off the season, right? Winning the first couple races is always some good momentum here on the West Coast Swing. Congratulations on that. And again, cannot thank you enough for your time here this evening.
Thank you very much.
Randy Smith, driver the number 10 for Team Speedland, your race winner here tonight. Let's go ahead and bring in our third place finisher, driver of the number 11, Steve Grant. Steve, you got a copy?
Yeah, how's it going?
It's going well, and I think it's going pretty good for you in this 11 team, a third place finish. Obviously, teammate Randy Smith takes home a victory here tonight. What's that mean for Team Speedland here in the 25th anniversary season?
Yeah, we knew Randy had a really good car last night in practice, so I figured he would be up there if something didn't happen to him. But that yellow coming out really just changed the whole dynamics of the race. It was just like went from being in the top 5 to back in I don't know. I think I was like started like 11th or 12th or something. Had to fight my way back up.
We saw that dramatic climb back up through the field there before that final caution came out. I asked Eddie a similar question when I was talking with him a few moments ago, but how much is that fun to drive up through a field at a track like Auto Club where it's a really wide surface? Is it frustrating? Do you get frustrated? Like, what are kind of the things that go through your mind when you had all the track position all night, caution catches you at a weird time because a couple cars didn't come down? What is that experience like driving back up through the field like that?
Well, I don't think I had anything for Caleb anyways. Him and Keith both had really good cars, but you try to save your tires through the run and not push it. And I used up all my stuff trying to work my way up there. And at the end, when that last caution came out, I knew there was nothing I could do. Just drive behind them and hope they bumped each other,
Yeah. Well, Steve, again, a great run for you and all of Team Speedland tonight. You get 2 cars up on the podium. Bob finishes, looks like 11th. I'm looking through this running order now. I know Wiley was involved in that last incident there at the end, and Jason got caught a lap down, but some great runs, some great speed out of all the cars tonight. Again, congratulations on that. Before we let you go, though, want to give you the opportunity. Again, a lot of great partners here, 25th anniversary, a lot of great folks to shout out. The floor is yours, buddy. You know what to do.
Yeah, I'd like to thank everybody on the team, even our old teammate, Stenzo. He's been watching the broadcast. Greg Stenzowski, he used to race with us, so he's been dedicated watching your TV races. I think he's been enjoying it. But want to thank them and Steve and Hobo for putting all this on. And it's just a shame that Jason got caught a lap down. He had a good car too, and that yellow just really messed up everything. But I still haven't gotten over it, as you can tell. So, but thanks a lot. Thank you for covering the race and everything. You guys do a fantastic job, and I guess we'll catch you next week.
Going to be a fun one next week from Vegas, Steve. Again, congratulations on the podium here tonight. Cannot thank you enough for your time, and good luck next week in Vegas.
Thanks. Have a good night.
Steve Grant, driver the number 11, your third place finisher here tonight. Well, folks, that's going to put a bow on our coverage here tonight from Fontana. Again, cannot thank you enough for tuning in. Make sure if you haven't already, drop a like on the video and subscribe. Again, doing so helps support us so much here on JTN. You can also check out a great back catalog of races. We have so many events that we've been able to do over the years here with HOBO Racing. You can check them all out right here on JTN, including last week's thriller from Daytona that kicked off the 2023 HOBO Racing Cup Series season. Or you can follow us on our social media at JoeTowNetwork on Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram. It's the same handle everywhere. You can check out new episodes of the Fake Racers podcast on your preferential podcast platform, or also with the video component over on JTN2. We'll also be posting clips of that show from this week right here on the main channel, so be on the lookout for those. Remember, if you're subscribed with the bell icon clicked, you'll get notifications anytime new content goes live here on the channel. Again, folks, cannot thank you enough. Remember, you can check out HOBORacing.com. It's also linked down in the video description below if you want to sign up to race here with HOBO. With all that being said, though, for all of us here at JTN, for Bristol, our producer, I've been Joe Twansky. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you guys next time live right here on JTN. So long for now, folks.
Yeah, and they're going to be 3 wide coming to the checkered. Never mind, they're going to be... Oh! Turn 4 into the trioval. Whitehill is through the grass. It's going to be Noah Joyce winning his first career race in the Red Bull Cup Series.
Off the line and they're wrecking behind him. You got cars flying everywhere. Cars upside down, it doesn't matter. Noah Joyce has done it. He's won at Daytona in the 3 car.
Behind, they're going to be side by side again. Contact there between Sinner and Bordeaux for
Oh, the contact! Oakley into the wall. That's going to be Jack Healy coming to the line.
Jack Healy